With me now is the newest housewife in Potomac. The professor has arrived and class is officially in session. Slight work. Please welcome Dr. Wendy Osefo here today. How you doing?
Hey, I'm so good. Thank you for having me.
Nice to finally meet you. So how does it feel to officially be a housewife? Were you nervous at all watching the premiere? What was going through your mind?
I was nervous. It's so funny because I do TV and I've done TV before, but this is a different world. This Housewives Bravo verse is completely different for me. And I was so nervous. I was sitting in my chair and I was rocking back and forth. My husband was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I can't believe what's about to happen." I'm so nervous.
You talk about politics and things that are actually affecting the country on a daily, yet being a housewife, it's very, very stressful. I got to ask, how did the opportunity sort of come about for you to be on the show?
So it's so interesting because myself and some of the other ladies, we run in the same social circle and we actually sat on a nonprofit board together. So it was really organic, it just happened. It just fell in my lap and they were like, "You know what? You should come on the show." And I was like, I don't know about that. But, I prayed about it. I said, you only live once. And so I YOLO'd. YOLO.
Yeah, you gotta YOLO every now and then. You're not gonna know until you don't know. As you mentioned, you sat on the board with some of the ladies, so you knew a few of them. Were you worried at all about how you were gonna gel with the group, though, as a whole?
Absolutely. These women are very strong women. They're very opinionated, and I am as well. So coming into this, I was like, I am a newbie. I am going to be the new girl on the block. So it's always different when you're the new girl on the block.
In last night's episode, viewers finally get a formal introduction to you and your beautiful family. We see your two sons and your newborn girl. She's so cute. Were you excited to see the reception from the viewers?
I was excited to see the reception for the viewers, and I'm glad that, people are loving it. But, it's always different as a mom. I'm such a mama bear. So it's okay for people to have opinions about me, but I'm like, oh, my kids, what about them? But naturally, everyone loves my kids. They love my kids more than they love me. So it's completely fine. And my husband too.
Yeah, well, come on. He's a tall drink of water if I ever saw one.
Chocolate milk in a glass, chilled, honey. Okay.
Chill. That's the important thing. You were at Ashley's, dinner party on last week's episode that Janelle and Monique had really planned, lunch dinner thing, and you got to see sort of firsthand how uproarious the ladies can be and maybe how sour they can sort of turn on each other. Can you sort of break down, what really happened? And you seemed a little surprised as to how fast things flipped. Were you surprised or were you kind of expecting this?
No, I was so surprised. In my head, I kept on saying that escalated quickly. But then in my head, I kept on saying, I'm nursing. Pass me some food. So I was like torn in between the drama and eating because I'm a new mom and I just wanted to, get out of the house and not be changing diapers. But it was really intense. I think that viewers see it for like a few seconds, but the truth of the matter is sitting there, I was like, oh my gosh, I had so many facial expressions. I went through so many emotions. I didn't know what to do. There was a time I was like, the alcohol is not coming fast enough. Please, more.
Well, the interesting thing about that, Neil, though, was, Giselle sort of was very adamant that apologies needed to happen, maybe either in front of the group or maybe outside of the group. And the tension had sort of switched from, seemed like Candace and Ashley at first, to then it went to Candace and Monique. What exactly is going on right over there?
It seemed like, at first we were all like there to celebrate this new mom, and part of us celebrating her is also uplifting her. So when you uplift somebody, if an apology is owed, then give it to her, right? Completely made sense. Then when the, exchange happened between Monique and Candace, it seemed like there was so much history there that I wasn't privy to. And it seemed as though that history was going to be something that if it wasn't addressed, their relationship can't move forward. And it was at that moment that I was like, wait, there's something deeper here and I don't know what it is. So it was like you could cut the room with the thickest of knives, no pun intended.
Yeah. Especially last season with Candace. might not want to mention any names this time around, but I'm curious as to your opinion. I mean, listen, as you said, you go on TV all the time and you talk about politics and the warring world out there. I'm just curious if you think that Candace needs to apologize for Ashley for what she said on social media while Ashley was giving birth, essentially.
So for me, I personally would apologize, but it wouldn't be an apology for us to say Candace is wrong, but rather for us to start anew. Does that make sense? I think it's one of those things that they had a contentious time, last year. So maybe just like, if there's anything I said that offended you, I want to say I'm sorry so we can move forth, and Ashley can say the same thing. And then that's it. We start with a clean slate. Everyone is in a different place in their lives, and let's move forward. So I don't think it's necessarily right or wrong, but I just think it's us turning a new leaf and a new chapter to start clean.
And are you kind of in Candace's ear saying that to her, maybe encouraging her to just make that step forward? She does seem like there was growth, certainly at the end of that. And then when we went into the sip and see, Ashley and Candace seemed to be okay for the most part. Are you in Candace's ear saying anything?
Yeah, there was a moment when I say to Candace, well, Candace, if that's the case, then why don't you just apologize? Because that was the lens I was looking at it from. I'm big on being that friend who holds you accountable. I'm not the person that will take my friend's side blindly. Again, if I can hold politicians accountable, I can hold my friends accountable. So it's fair game here with me.